So welcome back. We just left off with our troop about to leave Trollskull Manor and go poke around the neighborhood a little bit. So you guys leave the house and you guys are heading to the apothecary.
Yep.
Follow. Yeah, so you guys head out and you. It's real hard to miss, as I said. It's a 3-story building, and the third story is just this. All the walls have been converted into this glass greenhouse, so you can just see all these plants growing. But yeah, you guys walk over and you knock on the door. I presume somebody does.
Yeah.
And you guys hear. You guys roll a perception check, actually.
All of us?
Yeah.
13.
7. 14.
6.
So, Sarmea and Savian, you guys hear the sound of a door close somewhere inside. And then a couple moments later, the door opens up, and you see standing there this tall, elven woman with these long brown braids that seem to hang down way down towards the bottom of her back.
Okay.
And she just kind of stands there with her arms kind of folded in front of her. Well, hello, how can I help you?
Face man. Do face
New
things.
Well, hello. I'm Mavrim Evo. We actually, these are the new proud owners of Trollskull Manor, just down the way.
Oh, that's exciting news. Lovely to meet you. My name is Fala.
Father, we wanted to introduce ourselves, say hi. We just had a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. That is totally fine.
Mavrim Evo, and I put up my hand.
Fala Lefalier.
Pleasure to meet you. And
Sabian Stormwind.
Cleffinson.
Sarmea Nogakori. Maybe you know the Nogakori family name.
I don't know that I recall it off the top of my head, but it is lovely to meet all of you.
They make cheese.
Not we make cheese.
The Nogakori family makes cheese.
Oh,
if
I
you've
see.
ever had cheese in a tavern in Waterdeep, perhaps you've eaten our cheese.
I suppose that's possible.
Yeah.
so we're having a slight bit of problem now that we moved in. We noticed there's a little bit of mold. One of the casks fell open down in the basement. We're wondering, do you have anything that could kill, remove, or kind of get rid of that mold?
I'm sorry to hear that.
There's a lot of it.
There's a lot
of it.
It smells really bad.
Possibly from sugars or something like that, if that helps at all.
I don't know if I have anything on hand specific for mold removal. You see her kind of stroke the chin a little bit and think, I'm not quite sure. I could maybe do some digging around and see if I can find any information in my studies that might help.
That would be greatly appreciated.
That'd be amazing, yes.
It is. The smell is quite foul. We wish to be rid of it.
I can only imagine, of course. Nobody would want something like that lying around.
May I ask what do you offer, if you offer things here?
I do, actually. I have a number of potions available for sale, if that is something you're interested in.
Like what?
Yeah. What do you have right now?
I do have some potions of healing. I have your just regular basic ones, and then I have one that packs a little bit more punch. I also have what's on there? I have a potion of. Let's see. This one makes you a little bit more friendly with animals. I also have a potion that will allow you to breathe underwater.
Oh, that's cool.
That's super.
You see her think for a moment. Double check here. Yes, and then I also have a potion that will help you scale just about anything you need to.
That's also
Oh, that's really cool.
I don't know if I'm right now in the market for any of those, but very good to know, just in case.
This place is really big.
It is, yes. Thank you. As I need plenty of room to let the plants breathe.
Do you tend to the garden above yourself?
I do. That is my garden. Yes. Most of the lights you see up there are what I use to make my potions that I sell.
It's very beautiful.
Thank you. It's, I take quite a lot of pride in it.
Did anyone want to grab any of the?
Not right now. I don't think.
I think that's all. If you don't mind looking into that, that'd be amazing.
Yes.
We'll definitely be around. We are.
I will pull through a couple books and see if I can find anything for you. But please, yes, as I said, if you need anything in the near future, I'll Poland's crown waits for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You know anything about the history of this alley? Particularly Troll Skull Manor?
What do you look to know?
Do you know who Lith is?
It could also be someone's initials. We're not sure.
Do you mean Leaf?
Lif?
Yes. Yeah, Leaf. I do know that there used to be a barkeep that worked in that tavern named Leaf. From what I heard, I remember he was quite a hard worker.
How long ago was that?
I was gonna say, do you
Long
know where
time.
he lives? Oh, long time.
Yes. That Trollskull Manor has been empty for quite some time.
There you go. That was easier than I thought it was gonna be. Where you know where he's buried? Is he in the City of the Dead?
I don't know from personal experience. I know that most people get buried there, but
You know his last name?
I did not know him personally.
Did he have a last name?
I'm not sure. I mean, most people have last names, don't they?
I believe so. I'm sure maybe now that
I didn't
we
know his.
It's true.
My
Theirs,
last
I
name's
should
my
say.
first name. My first name's my last name. So.
Well, everyone has their own naming customs.
Yeah.
I do not judge. I simply did not know
Sean.
his.
It come up recently. Did you know that he used to work? Do you know of anything happening to him? Anything that would leave him a little bit, say, unsettled?
I mean, other than the tavern itself, kind of being his end.
What do you mean by that?
The previous owners, something happened to them in an accident, and he was so in love with his work and being a part of this tavern that he didn't want to see it go under. So he took over ownership of it, but his business did not do so well after that, and he wasn't able to keep up with the payments, and eventually, right here, died
Destitute.
in the hole trying to take care of it.
Oh man. Well, I figure continue our journey for the day.
Relevant information, that's
But
for sure.
it is. I mean, thank you.
Of
Yeah,
course,
guidance.
You would think that the previous owners would have filled you in on a little bit of such a fruitful history.
Yes. If only they had filled us in on that.
Only we thought to ask more.
Is he still around?
Leaf?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good rumors that he might be.
Yes.
That is very interesting.
What do we do about that?
That's I do not know. Most
I'm
people pass on for a reason. Heard that if some don't have one, it's hard for them to do so.
You know,
Well, we can't.
maybe he was waiting on like a super sick song to be written about him.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or
Wow.
start working on that.
Yeah.
The ballad of Lee.
Yeah.
I like it.
Maybe we can pay visit to all the records, learn some more about him
Sure.
for your song.
Ours?
Well, whatever. Whatever collective music thing you endeavor to do.
It's old school house band.
Stand in face.
Well, thank you for your time, Paul.
Of course. Please let me know if you need anything else. If I find any information that seems to help your situation, I will let you know.
Yes. And if you need anything from us, let us know.
Will do. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we depart.
Yep.
And we go to the next place, which is the
Steam and Steel or
The
Venue?
Steel and
Venue.
Steel.
Which ones?
You would. So they're kind of across the street from each other.
I'm anxious to go to Steam and Steel, so
Well, we can go there first.
Yeah, that's fine.
okay.
I mean, I feel like we already found out more than I even thought we would, just
Yep.
already, so,
Turns out when you ask the locals.
yep.
Turns out she knew.
I still think we should talk to Tally. There's a chance he might have known him personally if he's old enough.
Yeah.
So, Steam and Steel.
Steam and Steel.
Probably.
Steam and Steel.
Yeah. So as you guys approach Steam and Steel, you notice kind of the same thing you did before when you guys were walking through. You see this kind of large building, and you notice that it's got a couple of like smokestacks on the top, and you see that there's like multiple windows on the building that are just billowing with like these bursts of steam that just like filter out into the air. You guys approach, and as you it says there's a swinging sign that kind of hangs above it. It says Steam and Steel. And as you guys walk in, you see this. You see what looks like a pretty basic blacksmith's forge. You see a large foraging area in the middle with like those hot coals burning, with like the billow press like just feeding it. But you also see that the inside is pretty nicely constructed. It doesn't look run down or anything, but you also see these two very interesting figures standing in the back, and you hear, you see one of them bent over an anvil, banging on something. He's got his back to you, but you see that his skin is this bright red, and he has this mane of hair that just seems to flow up into the air. And as he, you see him make one last hard strike on this, whatever he's working on in front of him, and you see him kind of step around the anvil and hold it out, and then you notice standing behind him is another figure that has this very iridescent, glowing like blue skin with this hair that seems to like flow down around her sides, but seems to kind of like float next to her. And you see him hold out what looks to be this elegant looking like long sword, and he holds it out in front of her, and you see her raise her hands, and you see water spring from her fingertips, and instead of him just quenching it in a barrel, you see it kind of just slowly wrap its way around the sword, and as it does, you see the glow from the end where it starts to slowly start to fade away, but you see this water like wisp around this sword as it goes down and quenches the sword. And after you see the glow stop, you see her pull her hands back, and the water sloughs off the sword and back towards her. and then you see her look up and says, "Oh, we have guests."
That was so cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What can we do for you? Welcome to Steam and Steel.
Well, first of all, just so I may know what they are.
Roll nature check.
Yeah, do that too.
Toad's doing that.
18.
Hey, that's not that bad.
So they're what they are.
18.
What can
Roz?
14.
14.
13.
13. 14. I don't know if all of you had experience with them before, but you have all heard of a race of people called Genasi.
One's a fire and one's a water.
True. You do know that they seem to be, there are different kinds of Genasi that are representative of different elements. And the two standing before you seem to be a kind of broadly built fire giant male. And then you see his partner that was standing behind him has kind of a bit more feminine figure, but is also a water Genasi male. And yeah, they stand there and greet you. What can we do for you this lovely afternoon, or lovely morning, I should say?
I have some stuff to sell.
We take in some things.
Alright. And I guess I didn't say it, but I would have packed my bag with the stuff that I got to sell.
Yeah, I
knew
would.
it.
Yeah, that was your intent.
So I take out the 2 short swords and the 2 short bows that I took from the warehouse way earlier in the game. A few sessions back. Or session.
I see a PHP. 2 short swords and 2 short bows.
Yep.
And you just set them on the counter.
Yep.
All right. Are you looking to just get some money? Are you looking to trade?
Oh, maybe a trade. What do you have?
We build all sorts of, as you can see, as they kind of gestured towards this longsword, and the other one kind of chimes in. We make weapons. If you couldn't tell,
I could.
we've gotten pretty good at it too. It's pretty quality stuff.
Seems like it. Also, we're kind of your new neighbors.
It's true.
Really,
Just wanted to kind of give an introduction as well.
welcome.
We are now the owners of Troll Skull Manor.
Oh, really? Is that so?
Yes.
That's an interesting purchase.
It was a
It's-
gift
A gift, you say?
for a favor.
I see. It must have been an important favor.
It was.
Well, either way, congratulations. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you. I am saving Stormwind.
Puffins in.
Lovely to meet you. My name is Avi.
This is the water one.
Mm-hmm.
Neither Neva. Pleasure.
Pleasure. And my partner here, this is Embrick. And he kind of nods and says, nice to meet you all. Again, welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah, so... I mean, you got anything a bard would be interested in?
What are you interested in? We don't have any instruments or anything like that.
Do you only sell weapons? Do you have armor?
We have armor. Pretty much anything that can help you out in a scrap. We got it.
What can I trade this stuff for directly across with no additional money added?
Because she has none. Saving said.
Damn.
Let's see. I mean, I could give you probably about 35 gold worth.
I'll just take the gold.
All right.
Dragons.
Yeah, and he pulls out a pouch and counts out 35 dragons. Slides them your way. He takes the short swords and the short bows and goes and sets them off the rack and on a rack in the back.
Saving just comes to Sarmaya and says, you're welcome. not raise enough fuss for the things you just sold.
Whatever.
Anyways, can we do anything else for you?
Do you happen to have any darts on hand?
Yes, we definitely have darts and other projectiles.
Just something as simple as that. Just
How many would you like?
just a bundle.
We can do bundles of 10, 20.
Let's do 10 for now.
10?
Yeah.
Of course. That'll be 5 shards.
Produce 5. Thank you very much.
Of course. And you see Emmerich has already walked over to a small rack on the side and has grabbed a bundle and thrown them into a bag for you.
Well,
Hidden flank as he sets them on the counter.
I'm looking for upgrade in the armor department. Do you have anything, studded?
Looking for anything specific?
Studded leather.
We have some studded leather, yes.
To give you this set in trade-in.
So you kind of
Keep it.
the set you're wearing.
Yeah. I mean, I keep it in pretty good condition, I think.
Give me that, and let's say 10 dragons. We'll call it even.
Deal. I do that. I start unbuckling my armor. I get down. I still have common clothes underneath, and I just start putting on the new armor. And give him 10 dragons. Thank you.
Of course. Anything else I can do for you all?
How long have you been around this place?
We're somewhat new. We've been around here for, I'd say, probably about 2 years now.
Fair enough. I had a question about our recent purchase, but if you haven't been around that long, I don't think you know. Something about a bartender. You know anything about Troll Skull Manor?
That place hasn't had anybody in it the entire time we've been here.
That's what I thought.
Don't know a whole lot about it. We just know it's pretty old.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's quite a building, though.
Oh, it's quite beautiful inside. I'm very excited to get it fixed up.
Yes, I can only imagine it would be quite lovely all put together.
Well, you should come by once we open.
You are opening it for business.
Oh yes,
That is delightful. Yes, we could use a comforting place to drink and have dinner. There's not really much for that, and obviously in the alley.
Yes, Sarmaya here is a performer of sorts, and she is going to.
I'm an excellent performer. I play many instruments, and I read.
What's your favorite?
I quite enjoy playing the viol.
Viol? It's a lovely instrument.
It is. But right now my specialty is drumming.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So she's going to be our entertainment along with Vapor.
Wonderful.
I perform as well.
Not as well. What do you do?
Sing, dance a little.
I see. Sounds like you've got a little musical act here.
And we have a fifth member, actually. He's not here right now. His name's Brago. He's a dwarf. He's going to be our cook.
Wow. You guys have quite the diverse group, it seems.
Oh, we just
Came up with
a bunch of young business owners.
Young local entrepreneurs.
Just here to gentrify the shit out of this place.
We even came up
We're
with
all gonna have
really
man
fancy name. We're gonna be called the Tavern at Troll Skull Manor.
Yeah.
It is true.
It drips class.
You see Avi kind of give you like a weird side eye as they're not sure if that's like a slight against them or not.
We're just very excited to start bringing crowds in and having some fun.
That would be wonderful, as Emmerich chimes in. This alley could use some excitement.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good to hear.
Your first drink's on the house.
I'll hold you to that.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, saving was. I was going to. It was also good job.
Well done.
Golden banana sticker for you. Well, I have found everything I need.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
We have many things to do today, so if you'll.
Of course. How long have you been in the neighborhood? When did you get your new home?
Last night.
Oh. Brand new.
It's a bit of a fixer-upper.
It's gonna take some
It
work,
looks like
but
it needs some love.
Yes, so we have many.
Do you know how to get really gross mold out of a wine cellar?
I can't say that I do.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Thought I'd ask.
It's,
You guys got a mold problem?
Yeah.
yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. It does. It's quite foul smelling.
We're
So,
trying to figure that out before we get into business.
I would hope so.
yes.
It just seems like a smart business move.
I imagine it will be a few weeks before we're open, at least. These things take time.
Fair enough, of course, especially if you just acquired it yesterday.
Yes. Well, we're off to see many men and women about many things, so. Shall we meet again?
Yes, of course. Please feel free to come back anytime you need anything.
We'll do.
Will do.
You guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Pleasure meeting you.
Of course. Please, we will see you soon. Yeah. So you guys exit?
Go.
Alright.
Genasies are so cool. Guys,
What were they?
Genasies. Genasies are rare. You don't see Genasies much.
No.
And a fire genasi and a water genasi, and the name of their shop, Steam and Steel, and you,
It's downright poetic almost.
It's.
I want to be their best friend.
They were a great team.
I love them.
I love them. I have known them for
I love them.
I love them. I want to love them to death. Let's do the
Next
bed nail.
yeah.
Allie.
Yep.
We're kind of look over it. Sorry, was it everything you hoped for?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think that was very fun.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's sigh.
Yeah.
Almost said they could always drink for free, but
That
I don't know
is
how much they can
probably
drink.
not a thing that we can afford to do.
yeah.
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 Alright,
Not
yes.
until we're a little more established.
So you guys head across the street, and as you come around the corner to Tally's building, to the Bent Nail, you see him. He is kind of like leaning on his cane that he had the day before, and you see him in the display window, kind of just like situating a couple things. Yeah, and as you walk in, you see him smile as you guys come in. Oh, welcome! You guys are back. You
Yes.
need to do some more shopping?
Well, we sort of encountered a problem that we need to take care of before we do more furniture shopping. Well, a couple problems.
Really?
But I have a short list of furniture that I want, so that's a thing too. But
Oh, of course. We
Yeah.
can put some orders in.
What kind of problems?
Well, first of all, there's this giant infestation of mold in the basement.
Oh no,
Foul.
that is not good.
Yes, it seems to be growing out of a broken wine cask.
Hmm.
And,
See.
so we're going to have to get that cleaned up somehow. Do you have any suggestions, Balkan?
Where is this infestation?
It's in the basement. It's all stone, I believe.
like the wine cellar, it's definitely like
Yes,
alcohol spill
yes.
or something. It's really gross.
Strongly of vinegar.
Well, I can see if I know somebody that might be able to take care of that. I am part of the Carpenters, Roofers, and Plasterers Guild. If I could speak to a colleague and see if they might know somebody, maybe in the Cellars and Plumbers Guild, might know something about that.
Would you know anyone in maybe like you'd say the Masons Guild, possibly?
I might know somebody who knows somebody in the Masons Guild.
Excellent. Always good to know somebody.
The Guild of Stonecutters, Masons, Potters, and Tile Makers. I'm not so active in the guild jobs these days as I don't move as well so much, but I still know plenty of people. And the Carpenters, Roofers, and Plasterers Guild works very closely with the Masons Guild when working on buildings and such.
Good to know.
Makes sense.
We just have a slight problem with our.
Sabian's just like, oh my god.
Just
He knows
so excited.
all the crafts, trades, guild people. Okay, anyway.
No, we had a problem. We noticed there's a very large hole near the hearth in the kitchen. We wanted to get that fixed up as well as obviously the whole problem.
Yes, that would definitely be the Guild of Stonecutters, Masons, and the like.
There's a broken window too now.
There is.
I see. Well, definitely, I would be able to find somebody that would be able to fix that. Probably somebody in the Guild of Glassblowers, Glazers, and Spectacle Makers. We also work closely with them when making buildings as well.
That was delightful.
No, this is like the best D&D conversation.
Yeah.
I love this.
Who knew there could be something?
Would you being
There's
that you
one
work,
for pretty much anything.
I would say.
There's one for dung sweeping.
I believe we covered that.
What are they doing again?
A great name.
Anyway.
Tell you just like
It's my band.
the Dung Sweepers Guild.
Well, if by chance we happen to miss some of the moment that gets into any of the wood, would you happen to know the armament works in wood and that kind of thing? How to get mold off of that, just in case?
I know that usually a lot of salt is involved. When we try to get it out of wood, we normally try and bury it in salt or like cover it in salt somehow and then scrub it out.
There's a lot of salt. That could be fun.
Could be. Would you mind putting that on the
If
list
you
just in
can,
case?
depending on the type, if you get it dry enough, you can also possibly burn it.
Okay.
Is the salt dry enough, or if the
If you
mold's
can
dry
get the
enough?
mold dry enough using the salt.
Always good to be prepared. Always good to be prepared in that kind of situation.
How labor intensive is prestidigitation sounding to you guys right now?
What is that?
The clean shit.
Is that a spell? A magical spell?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And that way,
Just
Appy
like that.
wouldn't have to touch it.
Well, we can certainly consider it still. I'm considering paying someone else to clean it up, really, but
Why pay someone else when you can pay my family?
I don't know your family. And I
You
trust
don't know
the
someone
guild,
else.
but they belong to the guilds. Wouldn't. Logic strikes again.
And it's the guild of the guilds. They know what they're doing. My family works cheaper.
I'm sure we can find some things for your family to do.
Okay.
At least for brothers.
What were we looking for?
Oh, our second problem, though.
Yes.
There's ghosts.
Then leave.
I see. Leaf.
Do you know anything about this leaf? You seem to have been around a little while.
I've heard that there are stories that his spirit might still reside there.
Oh, it does.
Can I do an insight check and see
Sure.
if, like, he's just kind of glazing over something he knows a lot more
Yeah,
about?
go for it.
He's not in the ceramics guild. He won't be glazing.
Wearing glass blower and spectacle makers.
Yeah.
Let's see. What did I say? Insight. 15.
You see him kind of like ponder for a second, but it doesn't seem like he's trying to hide anything.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, we had an encounter with Leaf last night. He trashed the bar some more and attacked us, and we sort of were able to communicate through writing with it, but
We figured if we could find someone in the neighborhood that may have, known a little bit more about him, it would be a starting point in figuring out how to deal with it.
Unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot.
I just want to be rid of it. But
Has he been a nuisance?
He threw a chair and a bottle at my head.
he threw some bottle at my head too.
I see.
Any amount of cleaning up we did last night seems to be undone to a point, so I think the behavior will probably continue, and we can't have that.
I see. Well, I mean, who knows how long he's been there? He maybe feels like you're intruding.
Oh, I believe that's correct.
Do you know anyone in the Ghost Hunters Guild? I don't actually say that.
It's the Ghostbusters.
Well, I just want to be rid of the spirit, honestly, and I was thinking we should go to the City of the Dead, but my compatriots here were trying to convince me to get more information. I don't know.
See.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I just figured
No, you're right.
see what we can dig up first.
So,
That's fair. Who knows? Maybe some sort of priest or something may be able to do something. Maybe a
That's
temple.
that's what I was saying.
Do you know anywhere to get some good picnic food near here? We can make a picnic at the City of the Dead. Be quite nice.
Apparently, that's a picnic spot.
If it's
Is that
not,
true?
If
I mean,
it doesn't snow too hard, anyways.
I mean,
just
it
forgot
is-
that it was winter.
Yeah.
I was just going to say it's been snowing for the last couple of days. I don't know how picnicable it is.
A picnic
But you are not wrong. Normally, if there is not snow on the ground, then it is a very lovely place.
This is the oddest, cemetery I've ever heard of. I keep hearing.
It's kind of part cemetery, part park.
Flowers, nice statues,
Lots of
beautiful
gardens.
mausoleums.
Place to
I think
rest.
maybe think
Yes.
more memorial
Yeah, that
than
actually sounds beautiful.
just
I mean,
cemetery.
granted, it is a little cold, but I'd love to see it when it is.
When we see the City of the Dead,
Usually, that
It's
those
like a
words
con-
kind of bring
yeah.
a specific image to your head.
not a park.
No.
But I can't wait to see it, even covered in snow. Did we want to order any furniture for pickup later?
Yes.
What would you like?
I want a bookshelf and a table and a chair.
How much for a bookshelf, a table, and a chair?
Just that. You said I was going to say. You said you needed to get furniture for your whole place, right?
That's true. I'm trying to suss it out. 1, 2, 3, 4,
What about
5, 6.
dining tables and maybe stools or benches?
I don't want to stock the bar until.
Yeah, I think we should.
Oh, just check.
Can absolutely provide all of those things.
Yes. I think for the short term, how about 6 tables, 6 bookcases, 6 chairs?
I can do that.
Do you do custom orders?
I do.
When we get everything taken care of with our ghostly friend, would you be able to make things like a stage?
If I mainly do furniture and things I can build on my own,
Sure.
but I know people that can do that.
Yes.
We should just have you come check out the tap room sometime so you can maybe help us pick out the best furniture.
I could absolutely do that. I could come walk through and see what you guys need, and
Well, you could also assess how much it would cost to repair it all.
I
Is
could.
that possible?
I can at least give you an estimate.
Alright, let's do that later today. You
If you're
come
available.
over if you're not indisposed and come check it out. Maybe make an assessment on how much it would cost to fix the whole place
Sure,
and furnish it.
that sounds fine with me. I would love to do that for my new neighbors.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Tyler.
You're very welcome.
Shall we head to the City of the Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that would be the best course of action. Right?
Well, I still want the six sets of furniture.
For my room, instead of a bookshelf, do you have anything more like an apothecary table, something that's more of a workstation?
I think I have something like that in the back.
If you don't mind, if I do that instead of a bookshelf for my quarters.
Definitely, no, go for it. How much would that 6 sets of furniture cost?
Let's see. Those. How big of tables do you want?
I just want a little one.
Small side tables?
Or bigger than
Something
that.
for
For
right
the
on.
rooms. Oh yeah.
Something big enough to write on.
Let's see.
Almost like a desk. But it doesn't need to have drawers or anything.
Let's do 15 gold apiece.
Okay.
For each piece of furniture? Or
For- Each set.
For each set.
Okay.
So now you
90
need-
altogether.
Yeah.
90 dragons.
I give him 90 dragons for bookcases.
Is there a shop that does like blankets and things on the street? Do I have to go somewhere else?
I'm afraid I don't recall of anything in this alley that sells anything like that. You probably have to go
Like this?
elsewhere.
Yeah, just like
My brother sews.
I
can sew anything.
I did forget that.
You can sew anything.
Maybe at some point we can stop by your house and ask you about
Well, we should head to the City of the Dead first.
that. Agreed.
Agreed.
Let's do that.
Sure. Yeah. So you guys are just gonna walk there.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe
Yes.
unless a Dre passes.
Fair enough. Yes, you guys start to walk through the streets. It's, as I said, it's not snowing currently. There is a nice layer of snow on the ground. You do see people like walking through the streets, but it's not like thick crowds like it normally would be, like on a nice day. But yeah, you guys, like I said, it'd probably take about an hour for you guys to get to the City of the Dead. And as you do, you're walking through the streets, and as you turn around one large group of buildings to turn down the road to head towards the City of the Dead, as Sarmea can just lead you there, as she is well versed enough in the town to know where she's going. But you turn around this corner, and then you see a short road, and you kind of just see an opening in a wall, and behind it just seems to sprawl out this large, almost city-like area that is just blanketed with snow, but you see these like outcroppings of like stone buildings and like large statues and just different like monuments just kind of scattered like almost as far as your eyes can see.
And there's also a 60-foot high sculpture out of the city there.
Mhm.
There's a 60-foot high sculpture too. That's pretty much the highlight.
That's like in the
That
center of
looks
the.
like what?
Well,
Oh, we can't see it.
I was gonna say you can roll a perception check from here if you want to try and tell what it
no,
is.
I'll wait until we get closer.
This is the City of the Dead.
And even though it's like covered in snow, you can tell that there's all sorts of like plant life just everywhere. You can see all sorts of large bushes and tall trees, although they look kind of decrepit at the moment because it's winter. Some of them still have their leaves; they haven't quite fallen off all the way. But you do see lots of like there's still like evergreens and stuff like that are still like winter trees that are nice and tall and lush and green.
Are we in the like ramp up of winter or which part of winter are we in?
You're like
in winter.
You're like
in the winter.
You guys are on the ramp up.
Okay.
You guys are in the month of Nighthall.
Okay. Which is December, effectively?
Essentially.
Okay. It's the last month.
The calendar's set up a little bit different,
Okay.
but yeah, it's basically like the ramp up of winter, so it's like that December.
Got it.
So where would we go first?
Are there temples here? Or some
Just
sort
like
of
make
caretaker?
or are you asking her?
I'm asking
okay.
Sarmaya.
Yeah, well, ask them. I have a question. If I would know if there's some kind of like register or registrar or whatever that would have a map of like who's buried where or would know, or if I know we just have to start reading headstones and stuff. Or I guess
I'm not exactly-
mausoleums, it's plaques.
I wasn't thinking we would look for his burial site specifically.
Just
But-
more talk to people about how to get rid of
The
them.
custodians of the
Well,
dead.
then still like people that work here. Who are they?
I need a park ranger.
You do know that there are people that like tend to the graveyards and stuff, but you would have to like spend some time walking around to try and find one of them.
Well, we're gonna have to look around.
They're not just
for-
like stationed at one place.
We're gonna have to look around for someone
Do they
that
wear some
tends.
sort of identifying garb?
You would know from your father's odd jobs that they don't seem to have like any sort of uniform.
No, I don't have a uniform. My dad works here sometimes.
Does he now?
Mm-hmm. So we can just start looking around, and probably, I guess the thing that people are most impressed by is the Warriors Monument. We could check that out too.
Sure. There might be someone around that area that could help us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like taking the sense. This is nice.
So
Yeah.
I lead them towards the Warriors Monument.
Yeah, and you start to walk through, and you just see like headstones and monuments just like spread out all around you as you start to walk through this large cemetery.
I would say, like, as we're, like, walking through, Zin's definitely, like, glancing at headstones to just see if she happens to see anyone named Leaf. Like, but, like, kind of knowing I'm probably not going to find anything.
Okay, yeah.
But, my eyes peeled.
As you're kind of, like, looking in between them, you see that some of the headstones are kind of, like, very rudimentary and, like, very simple, but then you notice some of them that are just lavish and, like, elegantly carved and, like, have different, like, themes to them and, like, quality workmanship. So you can see that there's like varying degrees of like people that are buried here.
Yeah.
Sabian's going to look for any signs of gang activity, either side, and any iconography that Hollis wore.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say roll a perception check as you're doing that.
12.
12. I'd say especially with like the snow cover, you definitely don't see any like gang activity. You don't see like any groups of people.
Well, I meant more like iconography.
You definitely don't see any like sort of iconography. As far as symbols that Qualis used to wear, you don't see anything specific. You see plenty of holy symbols like carved into different headstones, but you don't see the one that he used to wear.
I'd like to look around and see if there's anyone else kind of walking through.
Yeah, make a perception check.
14.
14. You see, you kind of don't see a whole lot near you. You see like two people kind of walking through, like a trail in the, like in between some like headstones, but they're like way off in the distance.
Okay.
I say to Savian, we might want to avoid saying anything about us knowing Clovis. I don't really know how anyone who knew him here would take it if they knew we had anything to, do with his passing.
It's true. I hadn't thought of that, but you're right. Good point. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So we should start by finding someone who works in the City of the Dead, right?
Definitely.
Who does? Do you know who works like here? Like clerics or?
He's asking you.
Oh, I mean, I don't know the answer to that.
You don't know any personally, no.
Oh, that's what you're asking? You're asking if I know him personally?
Sure.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So I guess we go until I spot someone who's like, I don't know, who looks like more than just a visitor.
Yeah.
Sure.
Someone who's doing maintenance, I guess, or like repairing
That
something.
zombies.
Stay in there.
Yeah, I'd say roll perception checks. Whoever's wanting to look.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah. 12.
15.
2.
2.
That's your number tonight.
It is my number.
I'd say that you guys walk for a good while. I'd say probably an hour and a half before you notice somebody that seems to be walking around with a lantern, and you see him kind of like shining the lantern on different like headstones as he walks through.
You there, good sir.
Oh, finally.
You see him kind of get startled a little bit and like look around.
Yes, you with the lantern.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Do you work here?
I caretake for these parts.
We come seeking advice. We have a spirit problem.
Do you know my dad? His name's Ceramine. He works here sometimes. Sometimes he uses the last name not recorded.
Sometimes he has different last names.
No, he only has one. It's just, tieflings normally don't have last names. My mom's last name, sometimes he uses it,
Oh,
She's a
he's a
human,
tiefling.
and humans have last names.
I don't
Also
know him
shady,
personally, but I've seen him through here. Yeah, he's done some work.
Yeah, that's my dad.
Let's see. Well,
I'm from here.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, so we just had some questions.
I grew up on the streets of Waterdeep.
As far as your question, I don't know much about spirits. I take care of the grounds.
And is there someone around here who knows about the dead? Or how to return the dead to the dead, or keep the dead dead?
We normally call on priests for stuff like that.
And a specific deity or not?
Not necessarily. Not one that. I don't know. I'm not the one that calls them in.
Very well. Where do you find these priests?
There's plenty of temples around the city. I guess it really just kind of depends on who you worship.
There's so many we could check. There's a bunch there's some in the Sea Ward. There's a bunch in the
There's basically
Castle
temples
Ward.
everywhere.
Is there?
Yeah.
It just depends what your flavor is.
What's the closest one to here that, you pass at the main entrance or something?
That's a good
What are we
question.
doing about this all wrong? Why don't we just go to where some shrine to your lady?
We could. I would say my. Exactly.
Oh, what have I done?
There's not a shrine to her.
Oh, but
I praise her by my actions.
But what about other worshippers of her?
Does she have a temple in town?
Does she have other
I found
worshippers?
her. I don't know. Maybe.
Or is
Probably.
it just you?
Maybe.
I mean,
That's a
I'm
justice
guessing
situation.
she's.
It is a jester
How-
situation.
We could.
Like, I'm guessing there are, but I haven't looked in towns before. For
You've
other-
never worshipped with other followers of your
I've
lady?
worshipped with many followers. Thank you.
Of your lady or of you?
It's the same.
Yes.
Worship.
Yeah, also yes. I see. Interesting.
I do know that he kind of gestures to you. I don't know how much of your people you follow, but there is a temple of the Seldarine to the west.
Oh,
What word is that in?
Wait.
they're the Elvish ones.
Oh.
Yes.
What was that? Sorry.
What word is that in?
I believe it's just as you get into the castle ward.
Well, that would do just fine, I think.
Actually, it's a good question. I don't know if you know this, but have you heard of a temple to Lyra? Goddess of Joy? Anything like that?
I don't recall that off the top of my head, but I'm not much of a holy man.
I mean, thank you. I'll keep an ear out. Now you got me questioning myself.
Well, I didn't mean
No,
to do
it's,
that.
I don't. Just not many people have ever asked that kind of question.
I guess.
Anything else, or can I get back to
Oh,
my round?
sorry. You may continue your.
Thank you for your help.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we start to head east toward the temple
West.
west. Yeah, the Swordcast is California.
It
They
is.
always forget that.
Basically.
So you said we're going to your guns? Or your people's?
Well, not my gods, just the gods of my people. Or, I'm not all Elvish, but the gods of my ancestors. Kurelin Marathian and Sahin Mungo and, those sorts of gods.
Sure.
The Temple of the Seldarine. It's one of the most beautiful buildings in Waterdeep.
I'm glad we're going to go see it then. And we head away.
You know,
Like
and
how we keep on managing to fit in sightseeing while staying on task.
Ooh,
and have ideas for other temples if
Sure,
This
I
one
just
doesn't
need a
work out
cleric
too.
that can
Yeah, I mean,
dispose of
Like-
the ghost.
I mean the library could be helpful too, so
well, I say let's go to this temple first and see if
Yeah.
we can find anyone.
Oh, someone rid me of this meddlesome ghost.
Where's your stoner and dog? It always helps so much.
So you guys head west. It takes you a little bit of time to get out of the City of the Dead, but then you make it back into the city streets, and I'd say it probably takes a little over an hour for you guys to get here, or to get there. And this time it's starting to get a little bit later in the afternoon as you guys have been walking around for a few hours now. You guys spent a little bit of time in the alley doing some shopping, or talking around, I should say.
That's true.
So I'd say it's probably around like 4 o'clock-ish, 3 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Well, because it took you guys an hour to walk to the City of the Dead. And then you guys spent almost 3 hours walking around. Because it took you guys a while before you found that dude. It's a big
Did you
place.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's a bummer.
can check the.
Well, let's. Yes. I mean, we told Tally we would have him come over and assess the damage today. We'll see if that still happens. But let's find us a holy man, holy person. And so we.
Yeah, head to
come
the
across-
temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you guys
As far
get
as
to the
I'm
temple,
concerned.
you do notice, as Sarmea said, it is just this extremely lavish and just beautiful temple. Like the most gorgeous stonework any of you have probably ever seen. Just huge pillars out front and like just giant vaulted ceilings as you walk in. And you just see this beautiful artwork depicting all these different scenes and different deities with worshippers, and just this giant hall.
This is impressive. You were not wrong, Sarmaya.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you there, Paige,
You see this
young boy.
you boy.
You boy.
Yeah, you actually see a half-elven woman kind of walking through in just like these long flowing robes. And she approaches, yes, what can I do for you?
Well, we seek someone with connection to the divine to rid our residents of a haunt of a ghost.
I see. Is this, how do I put it, malevolent spirit?
It's yes, definitely not friendly. It is, in fact,
I would definitely say hostile.
yes.
I see.
What was the word that you used? Poltergeist, I think.
Possibly.
Okay.
It has thrown items at us.
See, but you haven't actually seen anything.
No physical appearance.
No real ghosts.
I mean, we've seen
She kind of like cocks her head at you, like.
Go pay attention
what-
to her.
we've seen objects move. It's communicated to us through writing.
I pull out the paper.
Interesting. She kind of holds it. That's very strange. Where is this spirit, you say?
The North Ward, we own a place called Trollskull Manor. And, yes. And we just came into ownership of the place, and we spent our first night there last night, and we encountered this thing in the middle of the night. We couldn't see anything, but various objects were flying at us. And, there's communication, as you can see, and we tried to, reason with it, but it just sort of just left, sort of stopped interacting with us.
I see. Obviously, it sounds like you would like to get this dealt with as soon as possible.
Yes.
How long do you have? I'm afraid that most of our members here are busy in meetings getting ready for preparations for the Winter Shield ceremony coming up in a few days.
Well,
We
I fear
may
it would
possibly
become.
have somebody that could come take a look tomorrow.
Yes, that would be.
Oh,
fine.
that would be fine. Yeah.
Yes. Would you like payment up front, or?
No, we will discuss that later once we assess the situation and see what needs to be taken care of.
Oh, I think we can manage one more night.
We'll be fine.
Okay. Well, if it does become an emergency, please feel free to contact us. We will, if it does become life-threatening or something, we will do all that we can to help you.
Do you have anything that that would help us defend against this spirit?
Yes. Give me one moment. And you see her kind of turn and walk away for a minute, and you see her kind of like turn down a hallway, but she comes back really quick, and you see her come back with a flask in hand, and she hands it to you and says, "This is a bit of holy water.
Okay.
Please, if you do feel threatened, feel free to use it."
Zen takes it, if that's alright.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, thank you very
It's
much.
much appreciated.
Of course, yes.
And I sort of give her the address. I guess we would have the address.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I give her the address, and
Yes, I'm sorry everybody's so busy, but I will talk to a priest and see if we can get somebody by sooner rather than later.
excellent. Sounds good. Well, shall we depart?
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sure Tally is waiting to hear from us, so we should head back that
Yeah,
way.
let's head back that way.
Before like everyone leaves as they're walking out, I want to run back to her and ask her, Miss, I'm sorry to bother you. Would you know of any temples devoted to Lyra in town?
Diva. That name sounds familiar. I'm not too familiar with it myself. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you.
No
I'm very
worries.
sorry.
Thank you for checking. I appreciate it.
Of course.
And I just come back up to try the group.
How long would it take to get to the Sea Ward? Wait, Trade Ward. How long would it take to get to Trade Ward?
Not very long.
Okay.
20 minutes.
Okay. I will hand the bag holding to Sam. And that's something I keep forgetting to do. It's just the thing I want to do, and I keep forgetting to do it. Anyway, I hand the whole bag holding this in, and say, "I have forgot to do something yesterday, and just head on back. I'll catch up with you."
Where are you going?
To see a friend
Where?
elsewhere, and I dash off. I walk away.
Just so you can imagine, you just turn around and run.
Just out of the temple.
I Naruto run down the street of snow. So I say I'm going to see a friend elsewhere, and then I just take off.
Okay.
And I'm going to ski mouse.
I figured. As he turns and walks away, what are you guys doing?
I suppose
Back and
headed back.
Yeah,
We gotta meet with Tally.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say go back and meet up with Tally, and I figure Sabian will meet up with us when he's done.
Cool. Yeah, so as you guys trudge through the snow and head back to the northward, Xavian heads to the trades ward and heads to Weird Bottles Concoctions.
Is it open?
It is.
I enter. Is there anyone inside besides Schemo?
It doesn't appear to be.
Then I just call out Schemo, Sabian.
Ah! And you see him step around the corner from
I
Mount.
do love Schemo voice.
Yeah. Sabian, what can I do for you?
Oh, I realized I forgot to bring you something to be identified yesterday, like a fool. When I incurred my great debt to the network, I was given this item by the eye. And I put the plushie on.
Another souvenir from your trip?
Yes, except for they gave it to me, which makes me think they have some sort of way of tracking me, or listening to me, or watching me, or all three. I don't know.
See.
So I was hoping you could tell me.
Let me take a look. And you see him make a hand gesture over the top of this plushie, and you hear him say that same incantation that he said yesterday. And yeah, you see him kind of spend a minute. He picks it up and like turns it around and just like stares at it for a second. And he sets it down and says, There is definitely some magic to this. I can't tell what, but it is enchanted with something.
Oh, so you don't know its capabilities. But you...
Not. I can tell what school it's from.
I see. And what school would that be?
Enchantment.
Well, that makes sense. It is an enchanted item. Well, I wish... Well, I wonder what it can do. Do you have any hypotheses?
Not sure. Enchantment magic can cover a very wide range of effects. If you are concerned of being tracked by it, there's any number of things that could mean.
Well, I was told to keep it on me by the eye, so that's why I have it on me. But I more
And
want
what did Davila say about it?
to bring it to you.
Well,
I assume they can track me. I'm just curious if they can hear me or see me. That's my question.
as of my assessment, I'm not quite able to tell.
Fair enough.
But they don't have a nickname like the Eye for no reason. They do have eyes everywhere.
Sure. No. I fear that this confirms my suspicions, but that's reassuring in some way.
Yes, I wish I could tell you more, but that's about as far as my capabilities will give me.
Do you have anything that would hurt a ghost?
Ghost. Let me check.
They call righty and lefty.
What are you looking to do? Let's see. I mean, I do have one of these, and you see him pull out this orange bottle that seems to just glow with this bright orange liquid. This gives you the ability to breathe fire. That would, I'd imagine, do something to a ghost.
That's true. Do you have any blades that can hurt a ghost?
I don't so much deal in weaponry. I more deal in
That's fair.
drinkables,
That's fair.
concoctions, as the name suggests.
Well, how much?
At the moment, that seems to be all I have that might affect something incorporeal. Why do you ask?
Oh, just got a ghost problem in my new home.
I see. You bought a haunted house, huh?
Well, I didn't buy it. It was given to me.
Ah, I see.
But
Nothing's ever free.
it's true. It's absolutely true. Well, thank you for your time, and we will be in contact. I must know how you do that thing with the magic hand, and I feel like
This, as he tosses the potion up into the air, and you see him kind of flick his wrist out, and that same hand appears and just catches it as it falls.
yes, that is fascinating to me, and I think I want to start learning a bit of magic.
Yes, you did mention that yesterday.
I think it could really help me in tight situations.
It is very useful. We will have to chat further.
Definitely. Very well. It's getting late and my companions are expecting me, so I must be off.
Of course. Do take care.
Oh, I will.
Be careful.
You do the same. Depart weird bottles concoctions.
Alright.
And I speedily try to catch up with them.
Once again,
as much
Naruto
as I
running.
can. I'm Naruto running through the snow-covered streets.
It's
Roll
great
for
because you have a
cringe.
half shape. So
No.
just like
Roll
flying-
for cringe.
You don't have to roll for Cringing is a free action, much like crying.
Very true. Yeah, so I'd say, why don't you roll me a survival check to see how quickly you can navigate your way through the streets.
Not natural 20.
I say you do a pretty decent job of it. So I'd say you probably catch up with them. I'd say maybe a couple blocks before they get there.
Hail, friends.
What?
Oh.
That was quick.
Yeah, I just had a couple questions for a friend. Didn't take too long.
Perfect timing.
Yes. Let's stop by the Bent Nail and we can get our furniture and bring Tally over and that way.
Yeah, so you guys go to the Bent Nail, and yeah, you find Tally, and you see that he's kind of moved some stuff around in one corner of the room, and you see that he has a series of bookshelves set out with some tables and a chair for each one of them.
Excellent.
Yes, are you guys ready to take your belongings?
Yes, let's get started. And I guess we sort of take turn. I don't know, fire line it back
Just
to
through the store. We also need the cart.
I was gonna say, should we get the Brago's card?
Do we need the card?
We need Brago.
There's a
He's
lot
the
of.
one that does
I mean,
this.
I was going to say, even if you do get the cart, you're not going to be able to do it all in one trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we get the cart and start the process of moving it.
Okay.
I attempt to send Brago a message again. Hey, we're getting furniture. We really need your help because you're really strong.
And you wait a minute, and you don't get a
Eggplant
response.
emoji.
What's
I
that?
said eggplant emoji.
Is that supposed to be a dick?
Yeah.
I was never certain. I was like just trying to get everyone context clues.
I mean, that's what I usually use it for.
Okay. You're gonna start spamming our chat with eggplant emojis.
No, I will not.
Let's hope not.
So when we're just about there, open the door. I figure one of us can help, or like Tali goes with one person, the rest of them move the cart and stuff. So get back to the house. Anything different about Trollskull Manor as we can see it?
Roll a perception check.
Sure.
On the right one too.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Every window's smashed.
I was gonna say it's on fire. It's
16.
on fire.
12.
Other than the recently smashed out window, nope, it seems to be in pretty good order. It seems to be the way you guys left it.
Can I try to make chain the door open?
Sure.
Open the door.
Yeah. You guys didn't specify whether you were locking it up or not, so your mage hand goes out and door unlocks.
I figured it would be implied that we were locking up, but I'll remember that in the future.
Cool. Well, if you guys did lock up, then you go to grab the knob and it doesn't turn. So you, what?
I said, never mind.
I'll just toss the neighbor the key.
Okay. Send it out. Unlock the door. Open it up.
Yeah, the mage hand unlocks it and pulls the key out and kind of just nudges the door open.
Brings it back. Just grabs it.
Well then,
Yeah. And so
we
you guys
start the process of
Yep.
moving stuff
Yeah,
in.
we move stuff. We
Definitely did not save as much time as I hoped it to be for the start of the
You
train.
know.
yeah, you guys take a couple trips, but yeah, eventually you guys get all your stuff moved in. Do you just pile it into the tap room first, or do you guys take it all straight up to your rooms?
Probably pilot in the
yeah, I'd say pile it in, and then we can just do the rest of the moving after we're done our business with Tally.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so as you guys make the last trip, you see Tally lock up the shop behind him and follows you guys to the manor. And he walks in and says, "Yes, it does look like there's going to need to be a lot of work done. Well, So, tell me what you're looking for.
We need tables and chairs and a stage. And it needs to not look like shit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of restoration to the bar itself.
I was just thinking sort of dark greens, maybe, and wood grain. You know,
see.
Sort of like.
Do you work in
homey.
kitchen
Maybe.
tables and counters like that?
I do. Well, I can provide the furnishings, like tables and chairs and things like that. But and he kind of like walks over to the bar. The work that's going to need to be done to the actual bars and counters and things. I can contact somebody at the guild if you would like. I can get a crew together and they can come over and
Oh,
do
that
that
would be
kind of stuff.
fantastic. Yes.
If you don't mind.
Yes, that would be fantastic.
Yes, I can talk to somebody about getting some people over here.
Excellent. How soon do you think that could happen?
I guess that just depends on how busy they are.
Okay. And how much will it cost?
Let's see. You see him start to like mill about and kind of like walks behind the bar, checks out like the pantry area. He walks into the kitchen, kind of spends a minute back there, and comes back out. And then you see him kind of like repug for a second as he walks over the hatch.
Oh, yeah. That's the smell we were talking about.
Yes, it's not pleasant.
No.
Do you know if you need woodwork done upstairs?
It's not a priority.
Yeah, I'd say we might. I mean, probably, but I'd say we probably want to wait for that till after we know the
But
bar itself
From
is
what we
fixed.
saw, it was most of the damage was on the first floor.
Yeah,
Anything above is mostly time related, I believe.
yeah.
Maybe you can
Agreed.
make sure that the ceiling and the floors aren't gonna fall through though.
But yeah, other than that, I feel like opening for business is the main priority, and then
Yes, it appears that your structure seems good. Your foundation pillars and things like that seem to be intact. At the surface, looking at all your damages, I would say you could get the woodworking done for, depending on what they find, once they start to dive in, 100 to 200 dragons.
it's not bad.
Okay.
And sorry, you said you work in like kitchen counters and things like that. Cookware? I guess that would be more ironsmith, correct?
Depending on, I guess, what you're looking for.
I know Braga was looking to refurnish the kitchen because it was covered in just age.
Yes, I think that's a different sort of shopping trip. We'll have to
Sure.
engage when Braga is around. He probably knows cooking equipment better than I.
Yeah, I think
maybe he's
better than
already doing that.
yeah,
Might
that
be.
could be where he is.
Player Matt is very excited to customize his own kitchen, but Sabian don't know shit. So,
You do have a point. I wouldn't know even what to ask for. I just know he was talking about
yes,
What other costs besides the woodworking?
it's definitely going to be the masonry in the kitchen. That's for sure.
Yes, I don't know exactly what they would be charging you for that. That's not my field. But you said you also wanted to furnish the place.
it.
I know we just brought all this stuff over, but are you going to need anything else for upstairs, or are you just trying to wait till the bar's done?
I mean, I'd say this probably covers our necessities for now.
Yeah.
The upstairs, right?
There's a library, and I think that we probably want to stock it with more bookshelves eventually. but
Eventually,
we
yeah.
don't have any books, so.
That is fair.
There's also a den and a common room, so maybe some more comfortable sorts of lounging chairs might be in order eventually, but
Yeah. I'd say you're probably going to have repeat customers from
yeah,
us. but
definitely.
For right now, I think the
Can't
concentration is the
complain
bar.
about that. As for the bar, let's see, how many tables are you trying to put in here?
5 to 6, depending
Yeah.
how long.
So as we are now, these tables that are around, do they exist in the space or not?
There was a couple of them that were in there that were broken, but they kind of got smashed up and thrown in the
Okay,
hearth.
so we can assume it's pretty much like bare.
For the most part, there's still like a couple chairs and like pieces
Right.
of random wood and stuff like kicking around, but
I
but as far as like the actual tables go, yeah, they're either in pieces or in the hearth.
I kind of like the configuration on the board.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah,
honest.
I'm for
agreed.
it.
It's not too cluttered.
A couple little like single tables.
Spots at the bar.
Yeah, a couple, 3 or 4 like 4 tops. Like a 6 top.
Can't
About
forget
8 seats at the bar.
Can't forget a stage.
Yeah, I was thinking the stage maybe in this area in the turret, at the bottom of the turret. Maybe. Do you think somewhere? Would that be a good spot?
I mean, with the table layout, entertainers could also walk around. For me, that stage spot's a little bit put away. I like to be seen, but I can make it work.
Well, we could move the big top into the turret, and the stage could be in the back corner here.
Ooh, I like that idea more.
I think that'd be a fine idea.
I like it.
You're sort of cut off by the hearth, unfortunately,
We can make it work.
but okay. Fine by me.
Yeah.
So yeah, like 5 tables, 6 tables.
And chairs to go with.
Yes.
Stools
That's-
and chairs.
And
Yeah, I
the
would
bar
say
as
we
well.
would need stools for the bar.
Yes. Okay. I could do all your tables and chairs for, I don't know, let's see. 350 gold?
Alright.
350 dragons? Why don't we call it 3?
Alright.
It's much appreciated.
Okay. Excellent. We're starting to get a budget here. Alright. We'll need countertops and things for the kitchen, that's for sure. I don't want to buy any equipment, but I think like workspace countertops.
Yes, I will have to get in touch with some of my people with the guilds
Okay.
that are more apt to do that kind of work.
Excellent. Very, very well.
And when I talk to them, I will also mention your mold problem and see if they know somebody that can help you.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think that is
Excellent.
very high on the priority list. So
Yes.
that would be very.
It smells like it.
Yes.
It's even worse the lower you go. It's really bad.
The sooner we take care of that, the sooner we can get barrels of fresh booze down
Yes, I mean that is a key component to running a tavern.
there. I know, right?
But yes, this all sounds good. Is there anything else you would like to inquire?
No, I think that about does it.
You know where I can buy a safe.
A safe.
That's not a bad idea.
I'm not sure. I can ask around.
We could
Do
we could
that.
ask Steam and Steel.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
It's like there's a psychic connection.
Oh, so you have, you have met Embrick and Avi.
Yeah.
They are so cool.
Can I insight that?
Go for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was like,
That's not good.
oh no. 6.
That'd be a 6 as well. I know.
We stuck.
Hey, it's
We're
rough on the
lost.
dice.
You don't know why, and you're not really sure if you even catch it, but you see his demeanor kind of diminish a little bit.
Yeah, we were meeting the neighborhood. So we went around to a few different shops asking questions and things.
I see, yes. Quite an interesting couple.
It's true. Very good at their trade.
So it seems. If there's anything else that's needed,
No, I think that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for coming over and checking.
of course, yes.
And I pay him for the furniture.
He takes it and slips it into a pouch on his side.
Thank you very much for your time. And how soon do you think you'll hear from your compatriots?
I will get a message to one of them this evening and hopefully hear back from them soon.
Okay.
If not tomorrow, hopefully the day after. Who knows? I'm not sure how busy they are.
Alright.
But yes, please do, as I said, come back. Let me know if you need anything else. I will be more than glad to help you with the rest of your furnishing needs.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Of course.
And we see him out.
He leaves and you see him walk off to go do his own thing. So what do you guys do?
Sarmaya's, after Tabby leaves, is going to go. So, like I said, guilds can be useful, but I can get my family here tonight.
I kind of look at Savian. It's like, one thing we should remember is that our moneylender kind of mentioned that she wanted us to use guild workers specifically.
You're not wrong. Sorry, kid.
So I'm not saying I'm against it, but I'm saying if we do use anyone that's not guild approved, we should be very careful.
We do have
Some contractual obligations.
and stipulations.
Yeah.
Which also include not selling Black Network stolen materials to blacksmiths that we live next to. Also, I thought I told you to put that stuff back.
I put the... You didn't want me to take the fabric, I put that back. I needed the money.
Yeah, that's why I didn't raise a fuss about it, but...
We'll be fine, don't worry.
You know what happens to people who steal from the Black Network?
No.
Well, I hope you like all your fingers and toes. Because they'll start there, and it can get worse.
I do like them.
Yeah,
So you hope that I like
I
them.
hope that you like them, because if you mess up, they'll take them from you.
So you are saying I hope I like my fingers and toes enough so I don't mess up.
Yes.
Take a psychic damage.
So as Zen is just like giving you this long like yes, and Sabian's just like dipping his head into his hands, you hear the front door of the manor swing open, and that's where we're gonna leave the session.
No!
Is it Brago? I want to know who it is.
Is it Brago? I mean, I hope it's just Brago, but you know.
So that was our episode. Thank you guys for tuning in.
I am
Strong
Bonslav. I would like to invest in your bar.
Oh man. Well, thanks for watching another episode of Fantasy Bar Rescue.
Right? Make sure you join in 2 weeks from today. That's going to be our next episode, and
I'll be here.
yes,
And-
Brago will be back with us.
Yeah.
This
Find out
Monday,
who's-
again, we have a new episode of the Swordcast Adventures coming out, so make sure to check that out.
Yes, please.
I think that's all I've got. I had a blast. Thank you all again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is been a really fun part of this game.
Yeah.
It's like The Sims D&D. It's
Yeah.
great.
It's
And yeah.
pretty crazy.
Don't forget, you can also check us out at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All at Facebook. You can find me at LoudScout on Twitter. I'm also on Dungeons and Dragons every Tuesday night from 4 to 7 p.m. 4 to 7 Pacific. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Word?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. See you guys next time.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good night.
Good night.